Ali, Mick, another one of your champions, mate.
Yep. He should have won national title this year, but I'm hoping.
So where did you get to in this year's elites then?
Yeah, I got to the, no, not the elites, the youth cadets. I got to the national finals. I beat some good kids along the way, but it's just that final let me down, that performance in the final let me down, so it is what it is.
No, you see, that's because I've seen you quite a few times. I've seen you all over the place, filmed you numerous occasions. That's why I probably think you're a little bit older than you are, plus you're huge.
Yeah.
What weight are you fighting at now?
I boxed 2 championships at 64.
Yeah.
Walking around at about 66.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm alright, doing well. Yeah.
But you're 3 times national champion?
Yeah, I won it twice in the schoolboys. I won 1 Tri-Nations. So I'm doing well, progressing.
Well, I think the last time I filmed you, it was twice you fought a lad I know, Dan Brown. You beat Dan in the finals of the... Was it the final or the semi-final? I'm not sure.
I think, 2 finals, 2 Northwest finals. Dan was a strong kid, and I beat him twice. I stopped him the first time in the first round, give him a good go, and I stopped him. And the second time, I went the full distance with him. He's a good kid and he's a tough kid.
He learned a lot from that, because you put a massive onslaught onto him in that first fight, and the referee had no option. It was the right decision to step in there. But I take that off to Dan, because he came back and you did a very similar thing to him in the second fight. But he managed to just weather that storm, didn't he?
Yeah.
And it was a big storm again that you put on him.
And that's what, when you go back to the gym, you got to pick these things up, and us fighters, we go back to the gym and we think, we're not going to let that happen again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's what probably happened with him. He's gone back and he's probably thinking that, I'm not going to get stopped again. And
I think
respect to him, and he come back and he survived.
I think also, reputations go well, and you obviously got a big reputation in the Northwest. How many times you won the Northwest region?
I won the Northwest region 7 times now. So I won it since I was a minor. First time I stopped the kid in the first round when I went in it as a minor. So I'm doing well.
So how old were you when you first stepped into a boxing gym?
It's a funny story, they brought my brother down to the gym, and a long time ago, and they brought me along, and I was about 5 or 6, and I was way too young for Berry, and they said come back when he's a bit older. So we came back about 2-3 years later, and Mick was like, right, he's ready, let's start off. And I think I was like 9 or 10, but really I started off, Tommy Battle.
Yes.
I started off at his gym, learning the basics down at his gym. And I thought, when I was a bit ready to progress, I thought, it's time to go to Mick, because Mick had a big reputation then, with Khan and Quigg, and so many big names with Mick. So we thought, it's time for a change. So we come here when I was about 8. When I was 8, and I had my first fight for Mick when I had a full skill box when I was 10, and I had my first one for Mick when I was 11.
And how many fights have you had now then?
I've had 40.
And how many have you won?
I've won 30, lost 10.
Yeah. So really good record that, because as I say, a 50% record is a good record.
Definitely.
So anything better than that is very good, and considering the level you're fighting at now, you don't get any easy fights now, do you?
When you get to them quarters and them semis and them finals, they're all big names. They're all national champions. You know what I mean? They're all number ones. So yeah, man, you gotta beat the best to be the best. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Mate,
that's it, man.
Did you notice something in him early on?
Yeah, he can box.
Yeah.
When he does it, he can do it. But a lot of times, I tell him something and he gets in his own head what he's going to do instead of listening to what I tell him. Well, that's life, isn't it?
We all live and learn, don't we?
Yeah. You learn by your mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're hard lessons to learn, but sometimes the best ones.
Well, yeah. But it's upsetting when you know they've got the talent. He's a very, very talented lad.
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
He's got a lot of different things, but he's got to sort out. If he wants to be a champion, he's got to listen.
You think he's got everything to be that though, eventually?
What, to be a champion?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got everything. Well, but you know.
But the thing is, you've been there, you've done it, you've seen it, so you understand
yeah.
that. So hopefully you can point them out, and eventually you do start listening. But obviously he's listening enough because, like I say,
He's a lovely
3 times.
lad, but he's got a chip on his shoulder, and he's got to get rid of the chip and do it. I know he can beat. He should have beaten that lad easily.
Yeah.
But he just wouldn't. Never sent a right hand in last round. Thought he could win it. I'll do it my way, and it don't work. It don't work. Then
You can use that for fuel for the next time.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you learn off your mistakes. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. You know, it's never a loss. So next time we're gonna go back into the championships, and we know what we did wrong, and we know what we have to do now.
He's a talented lad. He can do it. He can hit. He can take. He can do everything. But he just has this little thing of his own that he thinks.
But you know, that little thing might be the thing that makes him better than everyone else. He's just got to learn to control it.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? That's sometimes what makes people different, isn't it? But they've got to learn to control it, can't they?
You've got to learn to do what you're told to do. And if you can't learn that in life, it's like if you go out on a Saturday night and mix with wrong crowd. I used to go out when I was 16-year-old. If I'd have gone with one lot, I'd have finished up in prison. I didn't go with that lot, I went with right lot.
Well, that's the hard thing, isn't it? Because you're just coming to that age where you're a champion. All your friends want to be associated with you,
100%.
so they're all going to be phoning you. They're all going to be saying, "Are you coming out, Ali? Are we going here? We're going to do this." And it's hard to say no, but you know, you have to, don't you?
With
Eventually,
me, you know, my family, you know, they're very disciplined with me. You know, they're very harsh with me. They don't really let me go out as much because they know what's out there. You know, I have 3 brothers, and they all know what it's like out there, and they're always telling me like, "Look, Ali, we've been there, we've done it, we've seen it all. You know, you should stick on the right path. You've got a bright future, and you should stick at it." So once you understand yourself, then it automatically becomes a habit. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, just.
Well, you know, amateur boxing is dominated by the Asian community and the travelling community. And as youths and juniors and, you know, cadets and minors, these are the guys that are all winning those titles. But they all get sidetracked at 16, 17, 18, and very few of them go on to do what Amir Khan's done, you know, or what Billy Joe and Tyson Fury have done. You know, it's a hard thing to do because I suppose you think you've only got one life and you want to try and enjoy it, but you know, it's nice to be a champion and then enjoy the rest of your life afterwards as a champion.
Yeah.
That's it.
It is. It's hard.
Yeah, it's very hard. You know, you gotta stay focused, and you gotta have the right team around you. That's the main thing, and that's what I think I've got the right team around me, and just keeping my head focused, and hopefully we can do it and we can win it next year.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, Ali, good luck for then. Good luck for whatever comes next. Mick, as always, it's been a pleasure, mate.
No, it's been really good. And, you know, I love these lads. You know what I mean? And it upsets me, you know, when.
Well, that's what I love about amateur boxing, the passion.
I know
that's
how much they want it, you know, and when they don't win.
People don't understand, Mick, though.
I produce champions all the time. I've just got another one in ABA final this weekend. It's a big honour for club and a big honour for our club and everything, you know what I mean? We've been going since 1936. This club has been going.
Well, we'll talk about that later if you don't mind, and we'll leave this for Ali's interview. But later on, I really would like to chat to you about that because, as you said, this place produces champions, and this is why Ali and Abdul and Ibi and all the other kids I've just spoke to today have all come here because of the reputation that you of what you produce. So we'll chat about that later. Ali, great with everything that you've won previously, and hopefully I will be chatting to you again, and next time you will be as another national champion.
Thank you.
Take care, mate.
Thank you.
Bye.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.